Hey, good morning. Good morning, everybody. I'll let a few people get going here and we'll do an update. I'm in May Pen, Jamaica. May Pen, Jamaica on the south coast. Good morning, everybody. We'll let people get online here and we'll start this. Don't know if this will reach up here. It may or may not work. Let me see here. Nope, it's too tight. Maybe I can do it right here. That's a little bit better. Not much better. Yeah. It's starting to rain and stuff here. Okay, good morning, everybody. Yeah, I've had the hotel. Got this. I had breakfast at the hotel in Kingston, and that's empty. And I've got a little bit left here. So basically, we're kind of on the west side of May Pen, Jamaica. That's May Pen. I'll show you on Google Map here where we're at here. So this is the general area. We left Kingston about an hour ago. We drove west here. Did go to Old Harbor and went down to the port down here. And I can tell you there's a lot of evacuations going on here as there were last night. I'd say probably 3/4 of the people are staying, and it looks like a lot of people are leaving. So we come over west this morning. Not a lot of traffic east or west on the toll road here on T1. They're still operating. So I made it here on the west side of May Pen. At all the stores and grocery stores are very busy, and I'll take you outside the car here and show you what's going on here. I talked to the lady here, very, very, very nice lady, and about what was happening here. And there's across the street, there's a grocery store. It's packed, and you see people carrying out rice. Look, you see things going on there. This is a line. This has been going on for about 30 minutes. I've been here. It just started raining here. We got bands of showers and heavy squalls coming through. Wind's not been too bad yet. Anyway, they're open. They're trying to close. There's been a rush of people here at May Pen. So whatever few gas stations or grocery stores are open, most of them are telling me they're closing at noon today. Most are closing by 5. So that's kind of what's going on here. And this is all over Jamaica. This is what it's like in every little community, every little location. Just lines of people, people buying fruit, vegetables, gas, water. That's what's going on here, right? And like this gentleman coming over to talk to this guy selling fruit this morning. These little stations are here. So this is what's going on at this location all over Jamaica, right? It was very quiet this morning in Kingston compared to yesterday. Being a Sunday, I would expect so. But traffic's picked up and the weather's picked up, right? I can tell you that driving over, there was quite a few. The water was already accumulating in some of the, when I drove into Kingston last night, the viaducts were already kind of, they're low, right? They're like on the lower side of things. And this morning that was, there's water, some of the little canals, is the best way to describe, they're like 20-foot deep concrete canals that run through different parts of Kingston, right? And they weren't full. They weren't not even a tenth full. They had about a foot of water, 1.5 feet of water. And that was just like the first hours worth of squalls right overnight last night. Don't know how many millimeters of rain fell or inches here, but anyway, that's kind of what it looked like. So the water's coming up, obviously hurricane warning. I can tell you that the track is technically right now, the track line, center line, it doesn't mean where it's going to exactly, it can waver 10, 20 miles east or west. And I still expect that to happen. I can tell you on satellite this morning, and again, it was more important for me to get out west than staying in Jamaica Kingston this morning. And I'm in Jamaica. And so obviously it is a extremely dangerous Hurricane Cat 4. And you look at the satellite, there's the big, huge inner eye. There's mesovortexes inside the eye wall. And this is going to be, it's going to be really bad. The message, as I said last night, the weather, National Hurricane Center said it. There's a few people within the Jamaican government that have reached out to me last night talking about they have rapidly stepped up the the sense of urgency as far as the evacuations and what's going to happen, right? It's really hard to evacuate, 1 million people, right, in the path. And my biggest concern is from a structural deal is that even though there may be some well-built buildings and some well-built resorts and things like that with concrete structures, a lot of the places along both in Kingston and along in the outlying areas they're more more flimsier type construction. You got sheet metal. Some of the towns I went through too literally were just very almost shacks-like structures, right? So you get 125 gusts to 180 mile an hour winds coming ashore, and the National Hurricanes Forecast Center from just northwest of here, it is going to hit overnight, which is going to make it extremely dangerous. We'll see if it speeds up or slows down. Right now, it's going to make landfall approximately just down here in this general area, right south of here at about, I'm going to give my best get here. It's probably going to be about, 2 or 3 in the morning, something like that, roughly, ballpark, okay? And it could speed up or slow down. At 7 a.m., it has it like just up in this area, right up in here, about 7 a.m., right? Somewhere in this general area. So, there's some oil terminals, back south here. This area, there's also some oil ports. If you go on Satellite, Rocky Point, this area back down here, you got some oil terminals. They go out and they refuel, and you got the port over here. You got some more ports over here. This is a big oil terminal. You can see that right there. They're going to be in the northeast quadrant. They'll probably be 15 to 20 miles east of the base track right now. So you can see a lot of these big, heavy industrial areas are going to have likely catastrophic damage. So right now, my focus on is going to be the area right in here, which is going to be east of Manonville and then Tollgate, real close to that Mill River. This is the area I expect just catastrophic damage, structurally damage. Obviously, you're going to have storm surge into the bay here. You're going to have some, obviously, coming over here into Kingston here. You're going to have onshore flow. You're going to have storm surge there as well. Last message I got from Hurricane Center is 10 to 15 foot storm surge above ground level. So the good thing is that the elevation rises rapidly all along the coast here. So the water won't come in very far inland at all in most locations, but the wind and then the flooding and the mudslides is going to be pretty horrific, right? Let me see if I can pull up an image here for you. Give me just a second here. And it was from last night. I was texting multiple people, and let me find the message I sent last night. Give me just a second here, folks. I got to scroll through something here. And somebody sent me, let me find it here. Just bear with me. Go to another site. Just a second here. I want to share this with you. It's pretty amazing, also scary. And let's do this. Okay. Just a second here. That's coming up. Interesting. I'm still looking for the particular post. Give me just a second here. Apologize for not having this already preloaded. Too many things going on this morning. Okay, here's one I wanted to find. Okay, so this is flood prone. This is made by the Jamaica Weather Service geo information about the most flood prone areas of Jamaica. Okay, and if you look, you get out here by Clarendon and just all over at Kingston, all these, rivers and creeks and streams that come off the mountains here. And this is where they expect, upwards of 700, actually probably 900 to 1,100 millimeters of rain, 40 inches in this general area up in the mountains, right? And that's all going to come, all directions down the streams and creeks and rivers. Expect catastrophic flooding. So this is almost like it's almost like a 4. If you just took the flooding only, forget the hurricane, forget the winds, forget the infrastructural damage, the storm surge, if you get all those other things are going to be, in each one of these things in itself is a gargantuan kind of a global story of what's going to happen. Just each one of those things by themselves. So the storm, the water runoff coming down these mountains is going to be tremendous. You start getting rain rates of 3 to 5 inches an hour during the hurricane approach. And then at the same time, you're getting the water runoff down the stream. So you're going to have, I fully expect, based on current track and intensity and all the latest guidance, I really expect we're going to see some streams and rivers. I think you're going to see towns washed away in different areas. I can't tell you. I have no idea which ones it's going to be. There's a lot of communities right by the rivers all over Jamaica. It's a big problem, right? The problem is they haven't seen it. They haven't seen a situation like this where you have this kind of rainfall over a multi-day event at this intensity, and then so that's going to be, it's going to test their systems. Like this will be like no other hurricane in the history of Jamaica. So I think it's going to break like 3 or 4 records. Probably the most rain fallen ever in Jamaica, in the mountainous region. That's high, clearly on the table. Second one's probably going to be possibly the most damaging wind event destruction for intensity category. They've had a Cat 3 here before and some unknowns in the early 1900s. But as far as Cat 4, borderline Cat 5 coming ashore, that's going to break a record. Don't be surprised if we had some records break on the wind down here where it makes landfall. That's probably going to be in the books as well. So we have 3 or 4 historical events that are clearly on the table with this absolute mega beast hurricane, Melissa, south of us right now. So I can honestly tell you, I'm nervous. Not only, I feel extremely bad for what's getting ready to happen. I can technically say this because it's factual. I've been on more disasters than anybody probably in the world, over 1,000 tornadoes and almost 60 hurricanes now. So you combine all that together, I've been on a lot of disasters. And the good and bad is you can foresee what's going to happen before it happens. Sometimes a week out, sometimes hours out. But the handwriting's pretty much on the wall here. You got a Category 4 or 5. It's going to be rapidly moving ashore overnight, Monday night into Tuesday morning. You've got extremely vulnerable population. And you combine all that together, and it's a recipe for an historic event from both storm surge damage, flooding, mudslides, all that combined is a recipe for a super disaster, both in toll dollar damage and as far as toll as human life, and those kind of things. And the days, weeks, and months after this event, they're going to need help from all over the world. Matter of fact, I highly recommend governments around the world to get ready to send massive aid to Jamaica. And I think the U.S. military needs to, and I'm sure they're already looking at it. We got a lot of assets. I don't know where they're at, but in the Caribbean area. And I think you're going to have a U.S. military mass aid starting Wednesday. You're going to need massive mutual aid immediately after the hurricane for Jamaica. And that's going to, you can't wait weeks or days, because these people, and they're going to need massive airlifts out of these hardest hit areas with helicopters for U.S. air, get people out, flown to area hospitals, whether it be Montego Bay, which is probably what's going to happen. So you're going to take the most affected area, Kingston, in this area, and probably airlift people at Montego Bay or offshore to the possibly U.S. carriers or other carriers, militaries for anyway. So those are the things on my mind rain right now that's going to happen in the next 48, 72 hours, right? It's going to be unprecedented. Those are the things that are going to be done. But we're going to need food, water. You give it about 48, 72 hours after a hurricane like this, this disaster, no power, no electricity, no food and water. People can last about 72 hours realistically, and then things start going south really quick. And given the fragile infrastructure here that I'm seeing already in place, I think you gotta. It's gonna be really bad. So anyway, there's not much else I can say about it. It is what it is. So that's that. Let me find. There's another map I gotta find you here. That's like this. Give me one more second. Here's the other one. Okay. Here's the map. Yeah. So this is again by the government, and it's put out about landslide prone areas, right, and the past, right. So if you look at this map, no, this is based on landslides history, historical landslides, the red dots, and then landslide prone areas. If you just look at the map, look at the mountains over here on the eastern side of Jamaica, right? If you look at the prone areas and look at all the areas, the Yaw River that's over east here of Kingston, look at all the areas where they historically have had major landslides over time. And given the fact this is probably going to be an unprecedented rain event over this region, you can only fathom what's going to happen, right? It's going to be bad. Roads are going to be blocked, mudslides, all that stuff. So it's all that stuff. So anyway, that's what's happening. So it's going to be somebody's waving at me. Let me see what she needs. Do you need something? Oh, you leaving? Oh, you want me to get gas? Do I need what now? Oh, you want to talk to me? The lady here wants to talk to me. She's a story. I'll come over there. I don't think she realizes I'm streaming live. She helped me a while ago. She's a local and very nice lady. I'm not going to film her, but let's see what she says. I'll let her know I'm streaming. Water's pouring off the building here. Just a minute. Yeah, I'm streaming live now.
You didn't get through to the hotel?
Hot coffee?
No, you didn't get through to go to by the hotel.
Okay.
About the hotel that you want to stay, you didn't get through.
No, I did not get through.
It's on Trenton Road.
Yes.
You can find it. If you want to Google it, you can find it.
Okay. I'm streaming live right now. I'm doing a live update.
Okay.
Okay, that's why. But I will look. I'll come back and see you. How much longer are you going to be here?
Okay.
How many more minutes are you open?
By 11 o'clock.
Okay, another hour?
Yes.
Okay, thank you for telling me. So this very nice lady, I don't want to film her. So this very nice lady here, she is basically kind of told her what I was doing, incognito, kind of low key, right? And you got to be low key. So she understands, and I told her the things I was looking for. That the lines are getting longer here. So I can tell you, I didn't feel this way yesterday, but I do now. There wasn't a sense of urgency yesterday from anywhere I went, right? I mean, people were like, okay. And they're really low key people anyway, right? They're not high strung or anything, very low key. And so what I witnessed today was there's definitely a sense of urgency now that I didn't see yesterday from the locals. And it's very apparent today that I think, I don't want to use the word panic, it's not the right word. I think the realization is it's really going to hit here, right? Very close. It's subject to change, right? We're still 48 hours out roughly. It's coming, right? And it's going to be a monster. And it's a monster now. And it's probably going to get worse. So I think people now are like, I better go get gas, I better go get food and water. And there's just the hour I've been here, I've seen literally like just a wave after wave of people coming in. Good morning from UK. Hitting the gas stations and stores. And she just told me another hour and a half. It's 9:30 standard time here, even though technically like Eastern time. They don't observe daylight savings time, so it's standard time here. So 9:30 local time. So let me see something else here. So you kind of see I'm doing multitask. So let me check out something here. And by the way, I appreciate all of you guys tuning in this morning. We'll see how things go. It's going to be a deal. I'm trying to grab some data here. Okay, so let's talk about this. So Hurricane Melissa is now Cat 4, winds of 140, which was perfectly, forecast. The eye wall's getting stronger. Yeah, it's a buzzsaw look. It's extremely bad. Probably in about 20 minutes. I think we're going to. May not, but I may try to run this. The Blue Mountains, the winds. Yeah, the mountains affect the storm. Yes, so yeah, it'll definitely make a difference on the wind impact side, right? On the north side. Okay, I'm just looking at the Hurricane Center. I'm gonna see if they've changed anything on the message here. So they really haven't. Jamaica. Let's just do this together. Jamaica, seek shelter. Damaging winds, heavy rain today and on Monday will cause catastrophic, life-threatening flash flooding, numerous landslides before the strongest winds arrive Monday night into Tuesday morning. Okay, so you're gonna have roads blocked from mudslides. You're gonna have flash flooding in communities and possibly rivers by tomorrow morning. So that's gonna trap a lot of roads. Then as you get into overnight in the darkness, here come the 125 to 175 mile an hour winds, extensive infrastructural damage, long-term power outages, communication outages, and isolation of communities are expected. Life-threatening storm surge along the southern coast, Monday night and Tuesday morning. So those are things that are going to happen, right? That's what's coming. So it's kind of a three-prong, historic event, right? So that's interesting. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm pulling up things as quickly as possible. It's been kind of a very quiet overnight. And let me do this. Okay. There we go. So everybody's talking about Melissa being Cat 4. That's interesting. Wait a second, here we go. Okay. I'm just looking at the latest advisories. Just give me a second here. Everybody's definitely ramped up. Okay, hang on. Okay, just a few minutes ago, let me go to another page. Let me take you to the hurricane hunters that are out there flying. They just finished a mission and they're gonna be starting. Let me see what their numbers are. Somebody's down to 952-ish, maybe 950. It's strong Cat 4. Let's go to the hurricane hunters. In progress. Okay, let's see, they're flying down. Just looking here. Okay. A few minutes ago, it looks like this mission is finished. Yeah, 954, 950. It's about 954. 940, 950, 945 on this particular run. There we go. The eye on this thing is just unbelievable. I'm literally right here. So you got 60 miles. It's about 100 miles southeast of me right now. Yeah, it's a super monster. Yeah. So it's not going to kid you, Shelf. It's really bad. Let's go to let's see what the morning 12Z. The morning updates have done on Hurricane Melissa as far as tracks. doesn't at this point. They're going to wobble a tiny little bit, but not a whole lot. Okay, there we go. Wow. They've really coming in. Good morning, Australia. They've really come in tight now, west of me here. Just near me and just west of me here. Look how they're all these outliers. We had stuff going way east, way west, and all that. Look how they've all come together. This is a brand new 12Z. So it sees the trough coming, and it sees what happened about 48 hours for this morning's run. Some got it north of the island about 48, others got it approaching or over the island in 48 hours, Tuesday morning. Okay, it's here. Now, I do see something alike in the sense of intensity. It sees where it's at. No, I take that back. Okay, what most models are doing and what the high-res models are doing, it sees a low to mid-Cat 4 right now on initialization, all right? Yeah, I remember Andrew. And it ramps it up, which most models do. It continues to slowly increase, and we basically reach Cat 5 probably later today, this afternoon or today, we reach Cat 5. And we stay Cat 5 through 24 through about 36 hours. So through tomorrow evening, we're just coming out of the Cat 5 arena, high Cat 4. And as it's approaching Jamaica, this is when it's making landfall at 48 hours. That's when you see all these nosedive, right? Most of it have it anywhere from a low Cat 4 to a borderline Cat 5, which I think is very realistic. When it makes landfall in 48 hours, this is brand new. See how the lines are up here, and then they dive like they fall off a cliff? That's because it's going over Jamaica, okay? So most of the members this morning are Cat 4. Some go up to almost Cat 5, and then as it gets to Jamaica, they nosedive. So I think it's safe to say we're gonna have I'd say a solid Cat 4. It will be Cat 5 south of here before it gets here, and I think after that point, things are going to get really bad, right? That's a slimmer of good news, if you want to say that. Look at my lovely see what it's got here. 940, that's pretty close. Okay. Let me just look here. I always look at the raw numbers. Let me do the 10-meter winds. This is on Tropical Tidbits website. And 142 knots, 937, 935 millibars, 939, 937, 938, 935, 939, 940. See that the shear is starting to come in. It starts weakening from Cat 5, 930, 926, actually intensified. This is interesting. The Hervey takes it way south southwest before it comes back. Now it's coming north. There's Monday night. Okay, 925, 122 knots. There's a solid Cat 5 right there. 138 knots, that's a solid Cat 5. Solid Cat 5. When it's about 80 miles southwest. It looks like it's coming back north. 925, 924 millibars, 924 millibars. It's just barely under Cat 5. That's Monday night, midnight. This model's a little bit slower. We may have a daytime landfall. 930, it's your just barely almost Cat 5, 921 millibars. This is brand new. This is the midnight run of the Hervey model. This is, by the way, this is not the only model. This is one of the models that gives you, this is like the latest scientific models for hurricane, high-res models. 919 millibars. Okay, Hervey is very discerning to me. Hervey's got a Cat 5. This is 10-meter winds, pressure down to 919 Tuesday morning. It's slower because it goes farther southwest. We'll see if this happens. I don't know if it's going to happen exactly this way. This is just one model. 918 millibars at 15Z Tuesday, 137 knots. It's a solid Cat 5 on the Hervey model. Oh, Lordy. Oh, God. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Okay. I'm looking at it for the first time, guys, as you are. Let's all pray this does not happen, what I'm seeing now. I'm looking at live with you guys at the same time. Let me show you this. Guys, this We'll see. I'm not saying it's going to happen. It may happen, it may not happen. Try to get it to where you guys can see the numbers better. There we go. There's a lot of reflections going on. I'm in my car. Sorry. Let's see, let me get this. There we go. 913 millibars, 154 knots. That is, I'm doing this crack calculation off the top of my head, 1-3. It's 180 mile an hour winds coming ashore. God help us if that happens. 913 millibars, guys. This is brand new. This is a midnight run. We call it 60 run. 913 millibars. This is a high-end Cat 5, not a mid 4, not a high 4. This is a high 10 meter wind, 155 knots. That's a high-end Cat 5. Then it's cutting across the island. This says it makes landfall about noon, maybe 9 a.m. Tuesday morning. This model's slower by about maybe 6 hours compared to the other models. Okay, this is a solid Cat 5. This is the HERS A model. Then obviously it crosses Jamaica very quick, exits by sundown, and it's rapidly, this is on Tuesday, and rapidly going to across Cuba overnight, Tuesday night. It's weakening, obviously, it's rapidly moving northeast. It's down to about a Category 1, maybe Category 2. It's going through, it looks like that's Crook Island. Yep, it's Crook in the Bahamas. That's Crook Island right there. Yep. Cat 1, Cat 2, and then it rockets northeast. Okay, that's that model. Okay, that's pretty unbelievable. It's pretty scary, guys. Okay, this is going to be the HERS B model. This is the other model that we use a lot. Okay, this is a midnight run, so it's got 923, 942 millibars. This is really tomorrow, later on tonight. You see how it did this morning as far as position in 18Z. It's this morning 122, 950 millibars. Yeah, this is not as deep, but it's pretty bad. Okay, so 131, 130, 947, 942, 943, 940. That's Monday morning, 933, 136 knots. That's a solid Cat 5. Monday noon, solid Cat 5. Monday at 21Z, a solid Cat 5, 923 millibars. 923 millibars, 145 knots. Solid, going into high Cat 5 Monday night. Both these models are slower on the midnight run. They're slower. Okay. At 10 o'clock Monday night, 921 millibars, 150 knots. It's a high Cat 5. It's getting worse as it comes. It stays around 150 knots. 917 millibars, 150 knots. A solid Cat 5. Midnight, Monday night. The overnight models are about 6 hours slower. And I know, let me tell you something. How do I word this? When you get a landfalling hurricane, a Cat 5, in any city in the world, for people's psyche, and it's dark, and you get 150, 200 miles an hour, it's so terrifying. I've seen grown men cry because when you get concrete walls and buildings, I've been in a stairwell with 2 foot thick concrete, and the entire building was shaking violently with winds over 150 at nighttime. And you hear things breaking, you hear steel I-beams, squeaking and things swaying in the air, and glass breaking and things flying through. It's absolutely, it will shake you to your core. It will change you forever. Going through that at nighttime, I'm gonna leave it at that. You'll never be the same afterwards, ever. Because it's bad. It's really bad. Let's get back to this thing here. So, HERS Model B, 100 solid Cat 5, Monday night at midnight, 4 a.m. I'm down at 916 millibars. I'm holding 916 millibars. It came down to 135 knots, solid Cat 5, almost borderline 4. 923, I'm still back to 5 Tuesday morning. And by the way, this model's west. This model's has shifted west. 137, solid Cat 5. 921, it's making landfall as a Cat 5. 148 knots. 148 knots at about 10 a.m. Tuesday morning. This makes landfall back west. This says it'll spare Kingston the worst. This is much farther west. Some of the overnight AI models also trended west. Then moves across the island. Yep, 921. So both the hurricane models that have done exceptionally well, both have a Cat 5 now making landfall in Jamaica. It says explicitly, we'll see what happens with the Hurricane Hunter. That I'm just passing on what the models show. Are they right? They're close. It could be, and I don't think at this point it matters if it's Cat 5 or what's got me concerned now this morning is saying that the HERS A and the HERS B, it doesn't have like a mid 4. It's got more like a mid Cat 5. It's the worst of the worst, right? So this is gonna, if it comes in as a high 4 or a mid 5, this is gonna change the landscape of Jamaica forever. Wherever this, where it's back over here, it's here. Wherever this eye cuts across the island, it'll change the landscape forever. I don't say that lightly. Yeah, right off the surface, 150 knots. That's just nuts. Right, elevation-wise, 900 meters. Yeah, about 135. Yeah. So we'll see what happens, right? But both these seemed very concerning. HERS B, and see what the Euro did just for giggles, in the sense of, yeah, the Euro's got it a lot weaker, and it says 965. I think it's gonna be way stronger than that. It's just immediately just southwest of here. So HERS A recap. The numbers I'm seeing on this morning is pretty ridiculous. 918, 915, 912 millibars, 155 knots. Yeah. The gas line here is getting longer. The sun's breaking out. You see the band's coming by. Jeff, I'm in Jamaica. Yes, near the town of. I'll give you a recap where I'm at. By the way, let's talk about this real quick. I hate this reflection. Let me see if I can get a. Let me put it down. It's just the windows are. There we go. Yeah, May Pen. That's where I'm at. Thanks for helping. I don't even know where I'm at in that sound. Let me turn off the air conditioner. Cool the air conditioner down. It's pretty humid. May Pen, Jamaica. You can see the inner eye wall. There's mesovortexes in the inner eye wall, and it's it's really bad. Yeah, it's really gnarly. It's really bad. Yeah, fleeing the flooding and mudslide's gonna be the worst. Up 100%, 1,000,000% on that. It looks like it's going along the 17th parallel. It's between 16.5 parallel. If you look at the parallel there right here, 17. Yeah. It's going due west, so it kind of comes down here, does west. It said this like 2 days ago. Everybody was panic from the meteorology side. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, if that gets the water's warm everywhere down here, right? But if you get, and it's kind of heading that way. If you get down in this area right here, the water is like just super octane. Down over 100 meters down, the water's like the warmest water in the world, in the northern hemisphere is right here. And even though the hurricane can sit there and crawl, normally you'd have upwelling, colder water from below would mix and keep it from going too nuts. The new model says, okay, what they do is they take the model data as a hurricane hunter's out there and the Gulf streams out, and they do these patterns across what the upper atmosphere, the ridge and the trough back out west, coming out of the southeast United States. It's called severe weather and tornadoes yesterday in Texas, and overnight there was tornadoes in Lake Charles. It's that trough coming east. The models keep seeing all this data with all this data, and we keep injecting all this data into the models, and it gives us a new forecast, a new forecast, a new forecast. The overnight models says I'm a Cat 5 all the way through Jamaica, a mid Cat 5. Not saying that's what's going to happen, but I think a solid Cat 4 for sure, and I think a possibility of a Cat 5 is clearly on the table. Yeah, this will change the landscape forever. Unfortunately, I hate to say that. I just, like I said before, and I said yesterday, I think people need to pray for Jamaica, and I think that they're going to need global help down here after it's done. This is going to test everybody, right? This is going to test everybody. The other thing I look at from the Hurricane Center, which I value tremendously, they do just a phenomenal job, is I look at before landfall, got 135 knots, gusts to 165. What I'll also look at is our hurricane force winds on the northwest side and how far out they extend, right? You got 50 knot winds, right? That's when you're gonna start bringing power lines down probably. You get 60, 70 mile an hour winds. You're gonna start bringing stuff down with all the heavy rain, and the trees will start falling. So by midnight tomorrow night, you're going to start losing power across Jamaica. So we're out 34. So just about, it's inland. So 30 miles northeast. So I look at that and I say, okay, here comes a hurricane force wind. So I just think today's developments as far as the models are going to be, we'll see how this plays out. I don't know how all this is going to play out. Nobody does, honestly. But I think that with time, we're going to know more and more. But we're going to run out of time. I've got to make decisions what I'm going to do. I can tell you, unless I find a concrete bunker, I mean, not a block, not a shack, I've got to find a concrete, I got to find something that's like a 1 foot thick concrete bunker, at least, in this area or west of here. So, based on what I'm seeing on the data, I think unless people are in that kind of massive substructure compared to what I see in a lot of these areas, it will not be a good outcome at all. Yeah, it'll have to be reinforced very thick. It needs to be more of a modern building. Okay. Yeah, this thing's been pretty. You just look how bad that eye is. Man, that thing is just absolutely just plowing west. It looks really, 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 really bad. So I think, like I said, Hurricane Center's done a phenomenal job. The models are finally starting to calm down a little bit. They've been all over the place as far as which way it's going to track. East of Jamaica, west of Jamaica, southwest of Jamaica to the northwest of Jamaica, then back on the east side of the island, then back on the west side of the island, then back on the east side of the island. So it's finally, all the models this morning on the 12Z spaghetti models, let's go look at that again. It's they've all are coming in like, here we go. This is where we're going to make landfall. The 12Z models have come in, and that's interesting. There are much better agreement on the 12Z models. And look at last night. Last night, it was kind of more just west of Jamaica. Kingston. Right? That's why I was hitting the triple alarm bell for Kingston. Still could be triple red alarm for Kingston, right? It's not over. They're not out of the woods yet. Then overnight, they started fudging a little bit west. You got some members back here, west. And look at this. Just remember that. Look at this. Boom, and then cuts up about where the hurricane track is, right? And then let's go back and let's look at what's happened since then. Let's go to 12Z this morning. The brand new model. See how it was wider? They've all come together like we're coming right here. So it's coming between those two islands. Let's talk about that. Let's look at that as a map. I turn that air. Okay. Not sure what's going on. Hang on a minute. Oh, somebody's. So, anywhere from May Pen, Manavilla, Long Bay, this area right in here. And it could be as far west as back toward White House, back out west here, right? White House, Treasure Beach, Milk River. This area right here looks to be going to be more or less ground zero of a high-end Cat 4 or Cat 5 landfall. The overnight models are about 12 hours slower. The models are about 12 hours slower. So anyway, that's all I know from right now at this area. I'm waiting for, this is 10. The people are still, there's lines at the gas station, lines everywhere. Before they close here, I definitely will top off my gas. So these are the areas. Alligator Pond, there's another area. These are the different parishes. Manchester Parish, St. Elizabeth Parish, Southern St. Elizabeth Parish, and Southern Manchester Parish. These two parishes here probably are going to be the brunt of the Cat 4 or 5. And let's go to the next parish over here, where I'm at. Clarendon Parish. So I'm just west of the Manchester Parish and Clarendon Parish. So Clarendon Parish, Manchester Parish, St. Elizabeth Parish. These are the areas that are going to have massive, catastrophic storm surge and damage, structural damage. These parishes right here. And I really appreciate all of you guys' support. We'll do everything we can to help Jamaica after the hurricane. But this is going to be a global, I'm going to say it, and I said it last night. I've said it a couple times overnight. I text people privately and within the Chaser community, and also family members and people that, people know me in the industry. I kind of just tell it like it is, yeah. So, yeah, it's going to require global response on mutual aid to help around the world to help Jamaica after this, humanitarian wise. Yeah, I'm not, Yeah, it's actually the screen. It's not so much the microcloth, that dust and stuff on it. It's really the screen. It needs to be removed. Yeah, we'll have to, hey guys. I've got to get. It's dry right now. I've got to get Starlink going. I don't have it right now. I know we're going to lose all infrastructure power. We're going to lose communications, comms. I do have Starlink with me. That's good. I'm going to get it mounted on the vehicle and get ready because probably starting tomorrow, it's my cell service outside of these little communities is like 1 bar. You barely can make a phone call or text, right? That's before we even start the hurricane. So the other thing is, if you look outside here, you look at the situation with it's quit raining, so I'm gonna take you outside real quick. Can't go far. Oh my gosh, when you step outside and the sun's out, it's just steamy. It's hot. It feels like it's 80 with about a 78 dew point or something. It's steamy. You see the clouds, more stuff, clouds, people coming and getting supplies. Still a long line here at the gas station, people coming and getting gas. They're open for like another hour. and then the grocery store across the street here, supermarket that's still open, and people are grabbing supplies, fruit, vegetables, water, gasoline, that kind of stuff. Yeah, yeah. There's a cell tower. That's why I'm getting out. There's a cell tower right here. I'm right by a cell tower. It'll, I'm guessing by tomorrow evening, sometime tomorrow night, once the winds pick up, that'll be out. Power. Look at all the power lines, utility lines. See all these utility lines? Winds get up to 100, 120 miles an hour. That looks to be a concrete pole there, actually. That was a wood pole. You can see all the lines, cables on it. Most of these are wood poles. They're all going to come down. Every street, virtually every street, every highway, every street and every highway, and Jamaica will be impassable. I just say that right now. Factual. It's every street, virtually every street in every city across Jamaica will be impassable by Tuesday morning, especially from where it makes landfall, maybe 20 miles west of landfall, all the way to Starlink's supposed to be sending out some more stuff. Yeah, there's dogs and animals running around from local stuff. That's what I know right now. Well, I can give you a forecast how long it takes them to recover. Depends on the response. But as far as infrastructure, buildings, it's gonna be hard. The core, not the whole island. Okay, I'm really focused on where the core comes ashore, and as it tracks across the island, that 20-mile ballparkish, 25 to 35 kilometer width eye wall, wherever it tracks, and I can't tell you at this hour where it's going to be, whether it's here where I'm at in May Pen, or it's 50 miles west of here, right? Wherever the core eye goes, if it's a 4 or 5, it's not going to matter. It'll be the worst damage in Jamaica's history. Most places it'll physically, after the eye passes, after the hurricane passes, you get the satellite 2 or 3 days later, you'll see a scar mark across Jamaica from south to northeast from the eye wall, taking all the trees down through the forest and the mountains, as well as you'll see a scar mark. It's on satellite. It's a special, vegetation. It shows where all the trees have been uprooted, and it changes the landscape color, right, from the photosynthesis of the sun hitting the trees, right, and it defoliages the trees and the leaves. You'll physically see a scar mark from where the eye comes ashore, across all the way, leaving from the south shore to the north shore. That's what you're going to see come Wednesday, Thursday, after the clouds clear, and you can see it. You're going to see a scar marker across Jamaica. That's what's going to happen, okay? And whoever lives in those areas will be total devastation. And I mean total devastation. Great question about people's shelters. I don't have an answer to that. There's a few people going. There are some designated shelters. Most people are not. And it's, they're kind of, I don't know. A lot of people are staying at their houses. Yeah, I would not. Yeah, I think, in all fairness, in some of the nicer neighborhoods, some of the gated communities I've seen in here, they're few and far between, but there are some gated communities that are built with concrete walls and metal roofs, and it looks like they're more like kind of Florida type standards, right? Like, like trying to be really built well, right? I'm gonna be quiet here for a second, and just bear with me here. And I'm going to just trying to get updated with data as things continue to update. Just scanning the deal real quick as far as Hurricane Melissa, and trying to get the latest from different people. Oh boy. Well, see, somebody just posted this. That's pretty serious. Don't know if that's actual. That doesn't look right. Hang on. Okay. Seeing a lot of 33 to 34 live cams in Kingston. Okay, I cannot validate what I'm seeing here. Somebody says this is Reggae Falls Dam in St. Thomas. This is the video. Reggae Dam in St. Thomas. You can see it's the water's pouring over the dam at Reggae Dam in St. Thomas. Okay, that's extremely serious. Still looking. Hang on a minute. Hang on. I'm watching.
Most at-risk areas in the country.
And let's get to that point right now. This track right now to the west.
I'm going to mute the phone for a
Kingston,
second. I'm going to watch this
through
interview.
Some of those
Okay, stand by. I'm still. Let me see if this is finished or still going. Hang on. No, it's still going. Stand by. I'm getting this. So what I'm watching is Fox TV is interviewing the Minister of Labor and Social Security, like the safety officer there out of Kingston, and he's talking about what a Category 1 did, and he talked about the massive destruction and bridges being washed away just with a Cat 1, right? And he says that they're extremely worried about, they named the parishes I'm in right here, Clarendon and Manchester and these parishes out west here, of mass damage, right? He says they're opening shelters and getting people away from the coastlines, from the extreme surge, and then also the mud and water slides. But that's what they're saying. And so I'm going to continue to get more update here in just a second. I'll be right back with you. Just give me a second. Okay, here's a new update. The minister says that officials at Rocky Point, Jamaica, let's look at that real quick. It's not very far from here. It's back to my southwest. I'm going to punch it in here. that there's already storm surge occurring. And he said the roar of the at that location, it's actually technically where I'm at. It's due south of me. Didn't know where it's at. Okay, it's due south of my location. I'll say it's 35 miles due south of me. Okay, I'm just north up here at May Pen at Rocky Point. And the minister says, as of this morning, they're already seeing storm surge coming in at Rocky Point. And he said there's large battering waves. And he says their local officials there talking to the state government saying that they're already got large battering waves coming ashore now at Rocky Point. And they're already seeing a little bit of storm surge coming in at Rocky Point. That's straight south of me, 30 miles. Okay. Yeah. We may go down there. Let me get gas, and I may venture down there just shortly. Not doing it tomorrow. Just go down there and check things out. So those are the things that are going on. And obviously Alligator Pond over here, these areas, all these areas down here are, you got to be very concerned about, right? Yep. So Rocky Point is one of the areas they're saying is of a concern, right? Obviously, Rocky Point's a pretty good sized little city, and see how long it takes. Obviously, it's closed, but let's see what kind of path it's trying to take me. There's a main highway down south there. It's about 35 miles there, roughly. So, okay. 10:15, they're going to be open here another 15 minutes, it looks like. I think what I'm going to do, let me finish this interview. Let me answer this. I'm going to flip back around. Does anybody have any questions right now? Just let it rip on line here, and we'll try to answer your questions. Yep. Yep. There are definitely lines continue at the gas pump here. They're pumping gas as quickly as possible. Yeah. Yeah, 120. Based on most of the structures I'm seeing across like areas I've been to so far. Remember, I have a building experience from building, over 400 homes in Tulsa. I have built some commercial properties. I have done land development. I have a clear engineering construction idea about what it takes to bring buildings down, what it takes to secure buildings from tornadoes, hurricanes, hurricane clips, strapped to the walls, strapped to the foundation. I clearly understand that and that mindset. I can tell you, you get 125 sustained. Most of the structures I've seen across Jamaica and these smaller communities will be compromised or will fail. Wherever the eye comes ashore, like 15 to 20 miles either side of the eye, mainly on the right side, but you'll still have really horrific damage on the left side of the eye too. It's from the eye, from the center to the right, about 25 miles, 35 kilometers roughly. It will be total devastation. Most of those areas where the eye makes landfall will not be survivable. There will be, I anticipate, let's hope people go to shelters. Wherever the eye comes ashore, inland, from buildings collapsing, wires damage, flooding, those kind of things, just from the structural damage, I expect many casualties, especially if the eye hits in a more populated area. I expect we're going to have mass casualties, unfortunately. Just looking at the amount of people that are, and like I said, guys, most of these buildings I'm seeing across Jamaica, even in Kingston, the hotel I was looking at last night, I stayed at last night, which I left. I won't even tell you the name of the hotel. They're very accommodating, very nice. I got a hot meal this morning. I was very appreciative. It had single pane windows in it, like real thin glass. This is one of the newer hotels and had really high reviews. Talked to another person that were on the water. Their house, that particular place they're at, they were had single pane windows in it. So you don't have to be in the Cat 5. If you're in 75-mile-an-hour winds, I saw so many loose structures as far as like canopies, tents, awnings, those kind of things everywhere, all over Jamaica, right? Just a 75-mile-an-hour wind. Once those individual small pieces go airborne, they crash into the next building. They hit the next plate glass window. Once that happens, you knock out all the windows, right? If you get 100+ mile-an-hour winds, and I don't know they are, but we'll have to look at the data as the track changes and things. The farther west it goes, it spares Kingston. They're still going to have damage. They're still going to have massive damage. They're going to definitely have massive storm surge in Kingston, and there won't be the worst. It'll be west of them. But if it comes more eastward on the landfall, and right now my gut is it's probably it's moved a little bit more west, and some of the models even have it further west. So the track could actually go another 5 or 10 miles, 20 miles west of where it's currently at. Saying all that, I think that it may spare Kingston the absolute worst of the destruction. If you have a Cat 5 moving in Kingston, it's over. It's over, right? If it stays west here 40, 50 miles, it spares Kingston total devastation to moderate to heavy damage, right? So anyway, that's what I think. Let's see, I'm patiently waiting. There's two things that are unspiring next to me here. So the line continues there's very orderly. People are lining up for gas. It's very orderly. And one thing that was kind of interesting to me, new, because I haven't been in Jamaica in a long time. Yeah, appreciate that. Thank you so much. Appreciate everybody's updates. Learned a couple new things here. It's like the old days. When you pull up to the gas station, you don't pump your gas. You stay on they look at your car and they say, oh, you got to have this kind of fuel, and then they pump the gas, and there's attendants pumping your gas for you, which is interesting. I wish I could share something with you right now that happened to me yesterday. I can't tell you at what point it happened. It's just something happened yesterday that it'll definitely go down in the most. It'll definitely go down in the records as the most craziest thing ever in history that's happened on a chase. Right? It is because. It's there's something happened, and it's like super nuts what happened, but it's kind of more on the funny side, so you got to have a little funny mixed into your adventure, and this is going to be the all-time classic Petrosky. You won't believe what happened. I can't tell you where it happened, but when I tell you what happened and what they said and what happened before, during, and after this particular encounter, it's going to be the all-time classic of the most craziest story you've ever heard of your entire life. I wish I could share it with you right now, but I don't want to share it at this point, but I will later. It's all-time classic. You can almost make a movie. You could probably make a 30, 45-minute movie of what happened, and it'd be a blockbuster. That's all I'm gonna say. It would absolutely be a blockbuster. There's no doubt about it, 100%. So, man, I want to tell you what happened so bad, but I'm not going to tell you right now. I'm sorry. It's not the right place or time to talk about it at this point. Okay, I'm reading a new update 14 seconds ago. Outward gravity would cause cloud tops to cool at large readily, but the inner course warms somewhat. This is what we're seeing at the time. Okay, the guy's talking about the inner core eye wall, the outer bands. Maybe we're getting ready to have an eye wall replacement. Okay, I'm looking at all this information. Just bear with me here, guy. Like it becomes Okay, so NHC's Melissa, this is a third storm in 2025, increased 60 knots, 70 miles an hour in 24 hours, joining Aaron, Humberto in 2020. The only year after that was 3 storms achieved this feat was Eta, Delta, and Aluda in 20 back previous years. Okay. Here's radar. Let me see what we got here. Wow. Okay. There's tornado warnings ongoing right now back in southern Mississippi. Here we go. Pascagoula, Mississippi, ongoing. PDS tornado confirmed large destructive tornado in progress at Pascagoula, Mississippi. Let's go to radar. Let's go back from Jamaica. Let's jump back to the U.S. and let's see. That is actually what's going to determine the ultimate fate of where Hurricane Melissa is going. I'm going to say that again. What's happening right now in the U.S. Will determine what's going to happen with the ultimate fate of the hurricane. And it looks like we've got tornadoes on the ground doing damage. Mobile Bay, there's tornadoes down there. Yep. Pascagoula, there's tornadoes, it looks like. And currently there's some tornadoes. Looks back Pascagoula. Tornado reports. There's a warning. Tornado emergency manager reports. Tornado emergency manager reports home damages to home. Currently, emergency manager on Catlin Street at Pascagoula. Tornadoes in progress in the city there. Pascagoula on the northeast side. Tornado warning right now. Observed tornado, right? Tornado warning came out of Jackson office, New Orleans office, excuse me. 10:20 confirmed tornado over Moss Point, moving northeast at 10 miles an hour. Damaging tornado in progress. Moss Point. Okay, tornado observed near Moss Point right here. So that's what's going on right now. Yeah. So this trough, this big trough that's coming out right now, it's back west. This trough is dug down. It's like this. This trough is going to come east over the coming days. Monday and Tuesday, the trough, digs down and does this, and then the hurricane sees that, lower pressure, and the hurricane does boom, and then grabs it, and then it rockets that way. That's what's going to happen. So what's happening right here, this is what's going to grab the hurricane and yank it to the northeast. That's going to ultimately decide what's going to happen, right? Looks like the line is actually getting longer here at this station. It's getting longer, not shorter. Traffic is backing up, trying to get in here before they close in 25 minutes. The clock is ticking. For Jamaica, these people that live here, time's running out. I'm still waiting to get some more data here. In about 30 minutes, we're going to have the new hurricane information. I want to see what the 11 o'clock advisory is doing, all those kind of things. And then I've got to make a decision here pretty soon. I'm going to grab gas, and then I'm going to make a decision pretty quick on what I'm going to do. I'm very concerned, even if it's a Cat 4, a 3, 4, or 5. I've been very concerned about the whole situation across Jamaica and what's going to happen to these people after the hurricane passes. With limited resources and emergency services, they'll need a lot of help. They'll need global help here. There's no doubt about it, 100%. There's no other way to tell you that, and that's exactly what they're going to need. They'll need global help. Let me get this. Good point about going to shelters and asking people if they need. It's a very good point. That's something we definitely could do after the hurricane. Clearly, I can go ahead and say this because this is. It's just again, I've been through so many disasters. I've probably have more experience on this than probably anybody on the planet, and I can literally say that. That's a fact. I can tell you right now, not only food and water, the number one need for Jamaica after it passes, for the millions of people that live here, is going to be shelter, a place to live, a place to take a shower, a place to do your laundry, a place just to survive after the weeks and months after this. Kind of think of the North Carolina, South Carolina deal where you had whole villages washed away and towns washed away and mud flows in. You look at the monumental task it took just to help that area, and just American resources are 1,000 times more capable than this island, right? You think what's going to happen to this island and these people? They're going to need shelter, food and water, because a lot of people, I anticipate hundreds of thousands, maybe more, will lose everything they own in 48 hours. It's over. All on the coastline. Whatever community gets hit with the eye and the eye wall, where it's mass destruction, they will not have anything to come back to. And we're a little over 48 hours away from that happening. They're going to need shelter. And how do you provide shelter to 250,000 people, 500,000 people in very short order? You have to have global help. It'll be probably one of the. I'm going to go ahead and say this. I think the handwriting's on the wall. I mean, we're staring down a double barrel shotgun. It's coming. It's coming. We're going to need mutual aid from around the world. Normally what happens after the hurricane, the fortunate thing is, we'll see how this plays out. I have no idea. The Kingston airport and the airport on the northwest side of Jamaica, once Montego Bay, if both airports are spared the worst of the damage, in normal situations after a hurricane in the stateside and most islands, the top priority for the government and for Red Cross and for U.S. military and whoever they asked for help, the number one priority is you got to clear the airports. That's the number one priority, clearing the airports. Even if they don't have power, you bring in backup generators. They already have backup generators. It's clear the access to the airports. You clear the runways. It's literally, as soon as the hurricane's pulling away on Tuesday out of these areas and the winds get below 40, 50 miles an hour, you start getting plows out, tractors out. You start plowing the runways, clearing debris, and getting operations at those airport back to where they can start receiving emergency shipments, even if they have to do that 2 or 3 days or a week before they allow commercial people to get off the island, inbound or outbound. The number one priority is going to be massive aid. So I would expect, we'll see how this unfolds. I would expect you're going to have the military, the Navy, the National Guard, Marines. You're going to have the Armed Forces of America. I'm sure will probably be requested, but I don't have any insight to know that yet. But I would make an assumption of that with other countries as well, and they will send ships here and both land things for people on a global scale, right? World. So the main two airlift points is going to be the airports at both locations. If they don't get directly impacted by the core of the hurricane, and right now it doesn't look like they're going to have damage, but I think they're not going to take. It's not like the Cat 4 or 5 is going into downtown Kingston right over the Kingston airport, right? Same thing from Montego Bay. Doesn't look like the eye is going to go right over Montego Bay airport. If those two are besides some power outages and trees down in those areas, if they're 90%, 95% capable of reopening Wednesday, Thursday for massive aid coming in, that's going to be the number one priority, both for the Jamaican government and the U.S. government, and any aid, because you have to clear the runways for big sea cargo planes coming in. Helicopters are a little bit more forgiving. I'm sure the U.S., even though the U.S. Coast Guard probably will get involved. I'm sure they will be. U.S. Coast Guard people probably call for U.S. Coast Guard to come in airlift, as well as the Army with Chinook helicopters and things. We'll do a massive airlift of people trapped, probably all over Jamaica, from hillsides, mountaintops. Think about North Carolina, guys. that's what it's going to take. And you're going to need thousands of helicopters and aircraft to bring people out of the worst areas and take them to either Kingston Airport or Montego Bay to be airlifted out from medical emergency type stuff. I'm sure that will be very high. So that's going to be the first priority. You got Guantanamo Bay. I can't make any comments on that, but I do know there's assets that were moving away there from the Street that we're evacuating. So there are assets nearby, very close by, to get out of the path of the hurricane, and they can come back in quickly, because that's what's going to have to happen. But anyway, we'll see how this. I don't have any ties on how that's going to geopolitically respond, right, from different countries helping here, but it will have to be on a global. It'll have to be globally. This is not going to be a small event. I think you're going to have well over 1 million people that are going to need help. So it's that's what I know right now. Yeah, and the data from this morning is actually worse than last night. Actually, I think the data overnight is painting a much different picture than we even thought last night. We knew Cat 4, possibly Cat 5 was coming. Some of the models are saying, hey, we're going to be that, and we're going to be maybe worse than that. The HERVS A and the HERVS B model have a strong Cat 5 at landfall now, which is unfortunate. It's very intense. Let me look here. I'm waiting for the satellite, the visual satellite on the hurricane is just absolutely, it's outrageous. It's got a buzz eye, an eye that's really tight, pinhole eye. It probably looks like the eyeball's maybe 15 miles an hour, but it's got a really bad eye. It got that bad looking eye, which is going to be, it's going to get worse with time, right? So that's what it looks like. Yeah, I will do. I definitely am going to be moving, and I'll do it before dark, and I'll do it before the heavy bands come in. I will not be staying at this location. I will not be here at all at this location. I may even relocate back to the north shore. Might even go back to Montego Bay. It's going to be really bad here, folks. I mean, it's going to be horrific. And then we'll try to work on the helping the people of Jamaica, right? That's what they're going to need the most. Let me see if we got error count. In storm, okay. Let's go to it. Let's see what they got. Where are you? Okay, here's breaking. Stand by, here we go. Okay, so Hurricane Hunter now is en route. He came off of mission 16, low-level reconnaissance flight. He's coming in from the southeast. He looks like he left one of the islands back southeast here, and he's en route to, he came out of here, he left there, he's en route to the northwest. He's coming in the southeast flank, and here he is. He's approaching from the southeast, and he's going to be in the eye wall shortly. Yeah. See if we got another one in there. That was the last one, 954 million. That was earlier. So we got a brand new plane that's en route. Looks like he'll be there shortly. So we'll, yep. Yeah, my name is Jeff Petrosky. Yep. Yep. So the new Hurricane Hunter's en route, be there shortly. And I'm waiting here in about 15, 20 minutes. I'm going to go over here. I think it's probably the time. It's getting close to do this now. They close in 20 minutes, and it's the activities drops considerably here at this location. As far as traffic goes, people are still getting gas, not nearly as crazy as it was 15 minutes ago, but that's still starting to happen. People getting air in their tires. That's the other thing. I haven't even talked about that. Yeah, the amount of debris, flats. You can't. I'm full. Just so you know, just so everybody knows, I'm past full. I mean, I super topped off. Okay. I mean, I am super topped off. Okay. Right now it says I've got enough gas to go 558 kilometers, right? I can go from here to Montego Bay probably 4 times, right? Back and forth. I want to see what happens with this 11 o'clock advisory, right? Yeah, that's going to be really, 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 really important. I just want to see, what are we doing? What's going to happen? What's the concern there, right? Here's the track map. Let's go in here. This is the National Hurricane Center's track map. You might have known you'd done something weird. Okay, let's do a refresh. This is our inactive map. That's fine. Hello. Don't like that. Okay, never mind. Yep. Oh, it's out. It came out early. Stand by. Stand by. Stand by. Stand by. Just came out. 953 millibars. 131.60, 141.70, 141.70. It's on the coast. 135 gust to 160. Oh, dear God. Damn it. Okay. Give me 1 second here, folks. I'm going to check something out. Give me 1 second. I got to check something out. Just stand by. We're going to have a new track momentarily. Okay. I've got to confirm this. I don't want to break this yet. I've got to confirm it. I can't confirm it yet, but I'm about to. Here we go. I think we're going to have a Cat 5 at landfall. They got 135 knots at landfall with gust of 175. Here we go. I'm gonna read it together with you. After rapid intensifying over the past day or so, indicates Melissa intensity has leveled off this morning. Melissa remains very favorable hurricane satellite, clearing eye wall evident. The Jamaica radar is not pristine, with the eye wall occasionally open east side. So as concentric bands forming off and on, zooming out remains okay. Some modest westerly shear undercutting the outflow. Primary outlets just are distributed mostly on the eastern side of circulation. Tell Doppler indicate 129 knots. Support somewhat lower intensity subject. Okay, so it could be a little bit lower than a Cat 4 right now. Major hurricanes moving westward from aircraft fix, a 270 at 3 knots. It's basically moving due west over the next 36 hours. It says thereafter is the upper ridge, which is a trough over Mississippi right now, right? As it moves east in the southeast United States, expect to erode the ridge. It's over to our north now, allowing Melissa to turn sharply to the northeast with a gradual acceleration on the forecast chart. Melissa's core expected to be near Jamaica coastline by Tuesday morning, moving across the island and then approaching Cuba. While the track guidance has become tightly clustered over the last 24 to 48 hours, for the first 24 to 48 hours, the long track spread starts to increase significantly after this time period, with Google DeepMind ensemble solutions on Wednesday morning ranging from between Jamaica and eastern Cuba and the Caribbean Sea over eastern Cuba or southwestern Atlantic. The latest instant track has nudged a little westward of the prior track, once again blending the reliable tracks of the HEF model consensus and the Google DeepMind ensemble mean. So they've adjusted the track slightly west. We'll look at that in a second. It's unclear on the current pause of Melissa indication is temporary or it's indication that a second eye wall is about to form with the outer concentric eye wall. If they have what's called outer pause. Okay, this is what I've been hammering on this morning, folks. I want you to look at this real carefully here. It's notable both that HERVs A and B, so what I showed you a while ago, explicitly forecast a Cat 5 hurricane shortly before and then show landfall as a Cat 5 into Jamaica. Okay, this is exactly what I told you earlier. The HERVs A and B explicitly forecast a Cat 5 hurricane shortly before they show landfall at Jamaica. NSC and forecast track will continue to show peak intensity 140 knots. However, intercore flexion winds eye wall replacement Melissa's force to reach Jamaica as the upper end Cat 4, as an upper end Cat 4, which will only exacerbate any damage caused by heavy rain and flooding over the last 2 days. Melissa will likely weaken as it transfers the higher train to Jamaica, but still forecast to be a major hurricane when it exits the north side of Jamaica. Okay, Jamaica. This is a special message for Jamaica. Jamaica, seek shelter now. Damaging winds, heavy rain today and Monday cause catastrophic, life-threatening flash flooding, numerous landslides, potential devastating winds arrive Monday night into Tuesday morning. Extensive infrastructural damage, long-duration power outages, and solutions communications, life-threatening storm surge. Okay? Yeah. So that's bad. Okay? Let's go to graphics. Let me go to another map. Hang on a minute. Let me do this. Give me a second here. I got to look at something else here, folks. Let me do something here. I'm going to put this down. Just bear with me. I'm going to try. Did you guys hear rainfall? Well, it's give me a second here. Okay, so where I'm at here, give me just a second here. Yeah, I tried this a while ago. It was kind of a pain. It's loading. Okay, so let me tell you what I said. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. The actual map, what the Hurricane Center said is two things. It's leveled off on its intensity right now, right? And it's Cat 4, and it's fluctuating. And there may be an outer eye wall starting to form. They don't know, it's called eye wall replacement cycle. And they say over the next 6-12 hours, we'll see if that happens. You have an inner eye wall, and then yes, I have Starlink with me. It's not on right now, but it will be shortly, very shortly. But what they're saying is, as it moves west, it's gonna turn. That's a trough coming out of the United States. They fudged the center line maybe about 5 miles further west. It's from where I'm located at now. The center line now is it's 15 miles west of me. I'm at May Pen currently, and I've got it coming ashore. We'll do it real quick. Just bear with me here, since I don't know all these places like off the top of my head. There's 18 kilometers. That's going to be the center line. Okay, I've got it coming ashore. Right, it's going to approximately, guys, this is close. It's going to come down the Clarendon, Manchester Parish line. The Milk River, Alligator Hole, Milk River, Spring Plain. It's flip around here. Okay, I'm right here in May Pen. Okay. Let me get rid of the terrain and just go back to default, much cleaner. There we go. Okay. So it looks like now the Cat 4, Cat 5 it's right in Long Bay Beach area, Milk River area. It's right here. It's pretty rural, right? We don't have mass population there, right? That's the good thing, right? There's always some small towns there. There's some people here. There's people's lives, families. There's additions here, waiting for satellite to catch up. There's houses here, right? They fudge it just a little bit west, just a little bit. Okay, so the airfield there, Vermont field. This is kind of the general area. You got the oil pits and stuff over here. So just west of me here. So on the Clarendon, Manchester Parish, Clarendon Park, just east of Manorvilla, Porus, right in this area, right here. Okay. This is where Cat High 4, Cat 5, in this area right in here. They explicitly say 155 miles an hour gust of like 190 in this area, right? It now is a tiny bit slower. Let's look at this. Okay, tiny bit. I was looking at another data set. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in for you. Actually, they got it over Manorville. They got it right over Manorville to my west. I stand corrected. One app shows it just west of me here. I May Pen. This is only like 15 miles. So I got it over Manorville, right? So 120 hours. Let me see if they gave me everything I wanted here. I'm still waiting for the, yeah, it didn't. I was waiting for the source data to update. There we go. Here we go. Right before it makes landfall, 8 a.m. It's just offshore, about to make landfall, right at daylight. Okay, on Tuesday. 135 knots, 155-mile winds, gust to 190. Okay. This is a Katrina, Andrew. Katrina was technically a 3 when it made landfall. This is an Andrew. You know, this is like the monsters. Hurricane Michael and the Florida Panhandle. Yep. Okay. Okay. So right now, it looks like on the parishes, it's going to be just west of me here. Let me go back out now. I'll go back to my Google map. Let me go back to Manorville is just west of me here. Give me 1 second. Yeah, Manorville is clearly, it's in Manchester Parish. It looks like Manchester Parish and Clarendon Parish is here. Manorville, Ports, this area, including this area here where I'm at. I'm only 15 miles from there, roughly as a crow flies. Okay, from the center point eastward and westward too, but really the center point eastward. Let's call it 25. I'll go 35 kilometers. You know, this area right in here, including May Pen, Palmer, Solder, the port here, the old port area here, Old Harbor, with storm surge coming up this way, this area right here. Kingston, you're still going to have wind damage. You're still going to have major problems over here, but not to the extent as it is west. So as bad as it is, and you got to understand what I'm about ready to say here, and I've got to go get in line real quick. As bad as it is, this is probably coming in the least amount of population area anywhere in the island. It's going in between the two biggest cities, right? These are still going to have there's a lot of people live here, right? A lot of houses go to satellite. They're still going to have a lot of problems there. Look at all the houses. Look at all the houses there. Never been here before. Guys, look at the massive amount of houses and structures there, right? That's a huge, if somebody online wants to do a, as a local area, yep. If somebody wants to pull up online how many, what the population is right in this area, yeah. Patrick, Spurtree, Hatfield, this area right here. Somebody in Manchester, southern Manchester Parish, tell me the population center right here. That's a big city. That looks like that's going to be bad. I've got to go get line here, guys, real quick. Just bear with me. I'm going to tell her, this lady, and see what she can do for me. She's been helping me out a lot. Let me tell her. Okay, I'm going to get some fuel. Which line should I go get in? I'm going to get fuel. Which line should I get in?
Over this time, you're going to come back around.
Okay, go back around. By the way, they moved the track they moved the hurricane track about toward Manorville. Manorville, this is where the new track is. It has a low cat 5, high 4. Okay, and it comes to shore right around 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock Tuesday morning. So it's a little bit slower and a little bit stronger. Okay, I'll get over and get in line right there. Thank you. She's a very nice lady. She's a very nice lady. She's been helping me here. She actually pumps the gas. Okay, they're wrapping. Look at this right here. They've just done this in like 2 minutes. See this, guys? This is what's happening. Everything's getting wrapped and they're going to shut off everything in like 10 minutes. This is it. So she'll help me get in here. And okay. She's telling me to wait, and then she's going to bring me into. She's going to let me come in and. I asked her about. I'll ask her about her family and her stuff. She knew I was from the States, and she said that I was here for the weather. And thank you. Oh, go ahead. Yeah. Just a second. Yeah. Keep her backing up and pulling in, and everybody's trying to. Yeah. Okay, yep, thank you. Sorry guys, this is pretty crazy. It's yeah, it's very orderly. People come and wait in line, and everybody waits in line. And let me talk to her. See if she come here. Hey, do you want to come talk to me? Do you want to? Can I do an interview with you? Can I talk to you on live? Can I be live? Do you want to talk with me live? No. Okay, no problem. Thank you so much. And what's your first name?
Shani.
Machina?
Shani.
Sheila? Yeah.
Mary.
What is it?
Mary.
Mary?
The last one, Mary. M-Y-R-I.
Oh, Mary. Thank you so much. That's a good point. Yeah, I told her about praying for a family in Jamaica earlier. I told her that we would help everybody. So what they do is they, yeah, everybody's sending in prayers to these people. So you, thank you so much. So, yeah, I've got to go. I'm gonna move west. I'm gonna leave this city, and I'm gonna rapidly move to west here. Yeah, it's 11 a.m. I got about 5 hours before it gets dark. 6 hours. Yeah. I can tell you here, May Pen, the attitude and their demeanor has changed in the last 24 hours. It's went from, oh, we'll be okay, not too worried, to, okay, it really is going to come, and it's really bad, and it's going to really hit us. It has changed dramatically here on the island in the last 12 hours. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, just fill it up.
Pull up 90.
Yeah, I'm already full, so yeah. Okay. Okay. I don't need much gas. She's probably gonna put in like $5 or like $10. Gas here is like $2. Oh yeah. Sorry. There you go. Sorry. There you go. Gas attendants filling me up. Thank you for support. We're gonna need a lot of your support here, guys, in the coming days. Jim just sent me a message. Jim Ed just sent me a message. And okay, we're pumping. There it is. Fuel here is about $2. I gotta look at here. Look, $2 a liter, roughly. Yeah, I'm already done. It's already kicked off. Okay. Look, it stopped, ma'am. It stopped. It stopped. Yeah, it's full. It's already done. Yeah, if you can top it off completely. No?
It not full.
Huh?
It not full.
Oh, okay. Just kicked off. Okay. Yeah, thank you for checking. Naomi. What's your name?
Kaomi.
Kaomi?
Yeah, Kaomi.
Do you live here in the city?
Yeah, I live at Four Pass.
Where?
Four Pass?
No, I've never been there. Is that west of town?
Huh?
Is that northwest of town or west of here?
Just down the road. Just down the road.
Like a mile or two?
From here, huh?
Yeah, 1 or 2 kilometers, like close by?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right, thank you from UK. Very, very nice people. I mean, getting used to the exchange here has been interesting. Here comes a heavy squall. The winds are picking up. Actually, my trees are swaying. This is like really strong feeder bend coming in. The winds are blowing and horizontal rain's coming in now, and the trees are swaying. It's like 25 to 30, but the winds are definitely picking up. Uh, 100. Is that how much is that? 1,000?
Yeah, 1,000.
1,000. Okay, let me find a 1,000 bill here. There's Oh, I found you 1,000 bill. Okay. And then,
Yeah, thank you.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Just 1,000? Okay.
yeah.
1,000 Jamaican dollars. Okay, 1,000. You never think you'd say, I just put $1,000 in them. I was already at like 90% full. Thank goodness it's not US dollars. It's Jamaican dollars. Thank you. God bless you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. She's a very, very nice lady. Very young woman. So, anyway. Guys, the bands are coming in. I've got to find out my path. I got an image that Jim Eds has sent me here. Okay, there he is. Okay. Hang on a second. Okay. He's just showing me it's west of here. I'm going to get my Google map going here, and I'm going to change this. I've got to get this done. I've got to change this. I've got to go over to the next city. Okay. It says it's 15 miles. Okay, guys, I'm going to start. Okay, I've got to leave the city. Okay, let me just. Okay. Give me a second here. Okay, there's that. Okay. Camera's recording. I gotta get my seatbelt on. Stand by. Yep, stand by here. Yeah, let me get my. Yep. Okay. You see, I got water, I got food, I got supplies. It's starting to get really crazy here, folks. People are like, everything's closing and people are starting to get in the panic mode because everything's like shutting down. It's like it's over and because the rain's coming in and everybody's like, okay, it's time to move. Okay, guys, I've got this actually shows, give me 1 second here. Okay, it says I can take this road right beside me here. I've got to get out of this parking lot. Just get with me here. Just bear with me here, guys. I got to get out of this parking lot and I go, what's the road? So on the road here, yeah, I've got Starlink, guys. Everybody's wondering I got Starlink, yes, I do. So the deal is about these roads here, you drive, just give you a little shot here. So you drive on the left side, right? So yeah, you do this, drive on the left side, and the steering wheel here, yeah, there you go. I'm on the right side, right? It's different. I'll say that for sure, right? So this is apparently a school zone. Obviously no school on a Sunday. You kind of get a little bit of an idea what it looks like. So, Dimbish Primary School. Okay. We gotta turn. Okay. You gotta watch the roads. It's not. It's you gotta watch the roads like really carefully, because the corners sneak up on you, and you gotta go really slow. Okay. And at places there are some gigantic potholes, right? Go about them. apple solid fruit. And you have